Hello everybody, Interitere back again with another video. Guys, oh boy, whoever believed in Diego Schwartzman, with his low height, that he could defeat this giant, this clay court giant, Rafael Nadal. Tell me guys, just tell me please, and be honest with me. Do we have somebody out there around the world who gave Diego Schwartzman a chance? If somebody of you gave him a chance, come forward here and tell me that, guys. Nobody did. I for sure didn't. I didn't see this coming. Rafael Nadal looked like a monster in his first two matches. So, and considering that the head-to-head was 9-love to Rafael Nadal before this match, so of course, nobody believed it in him. I'm doubtful even if Diego himself believed that he can win this match. Not that Diego is a bad tennis player. He's, for God's sakes, world number 15. So when a world number 15 beats the world number 2, it is not a miracle, for God's sakes. It is not, absolutely not. But PCB was world number 18 as well. Rafa crushed him. So Diego is only 3 spots better than PCB. Diego is world number 15. But this is not about world ranking, guys. This is about matchups, alright? And Diego has not looked good this last couple of weeks. He was horrible in US Open, lost the first round. And in this tournament, he has been up and down. Yes, he has played this quarterfinal against Rafa, but even himself said after the match, I have not been playing really good the last couple of weeks. Not even in this tournament, my first matches. I have come through, but I have not been happy with my level. But this match was crazy. He said this match was insane. What can we say about the match? You saw it yourself. The first set from Diego, man, that was the best set that I have ever seen Diego Schwartzman play tennis. And trust me, I have seen Diego Schwartzman play tennis in many years. Diego Schwartzman is a solid baseline player. He likes to play tennis from the baseline. He has his biggest strength or the baseline. His biggest weakness is his serve. And he was not serving any great today either. He did love services, so to doing services is not his big strength. He doesn't have any powerful serve, but he is good from the baseline. He doesn't do a lot of unforced errors from the baseline. He has solid forehand, great backhand, but his issue is length. He is not a big guy, guys, and on clay, it is not easy to take those balls up here in the head. But Rafael Nadal in the first set, he couldn't take those balls, takes those forehand cross court up on Diego Schwartzman's head. He tried, for sure he tried. But he just couldn't. He tried, but those balls didn't bounce enough high. So it was on his willing zone, in my opinion. So in the first set, Diego Schwartzman didn't have any kind of troubles taking Rafa's cross-court forehand, because it was on his willing zone here. So he did a lot of winners in the first set, Diego Schwartzman. A lot of forehand winners and a lot of backhand winners as well. He was serving solid in the first set, not aces. He never does aces. He didn't do one single ace in the entire match, but he was finding the spots. He had good first percentage of first serves in the first set, and he was not doing any unforced errors. He did only 5 unforced errors, Diego Schwartzman, in the first set, and fired 13 winners. That is great, man. Rafa, I believe he did 12 unforced errors and did only 11 winners, if I'm not mistaken, in the first set. So Rafa didn't do any superb first set. He was, in my opinion, he didn't do any superb first set, guys. But Diego Schwartzman first set is the best set that I have ever seen him do. I have never seen him play a better first set. He really took it to Rafael Nadal. He was dictating, he was challenging Rafa from the baseline. How do you defeat Rafa Nadal on clay, guys? How do you do it? It is, like I said yesterday, it is not impossible to defeat Rafa Nadal on clay. Definitely not, especially not in 3 sets. Because in 3 sets matches, it is easier to take him down than what it is in 5-set matches. We all know this, guys. In 5-set matches, it is a different story. It is much harder to do it. But in 3-set matches, it is not impossible. We have a couple of guys who has done it through the years. Djokovic, Thiem, Fognini, Federer, to mention some of them. We have others as well, but I just have mentioned. And even Murray has defeated Rafa, I believe, once on clay, if I'm not mistaken. Diego, he was not letting that baseline. You cannot give up the baseline. You cannot play way too back from the 5-6 meters behind the baseline like PCB and Lajovic did. Not that Diego was playing really close to the baseline, a la Roger Federer, a la Novak Djokovic, especially Federer, because Federer doesn't let an inch away from the baseline. He loves to lick that baseline, Roger Federer. And not in that way. Diego was not licking that baseline, but he was playing 2 meters maybe, maximum 3 meters behind the baseline. He was not taking the ball on the rise all the time. Sometimes he did that, but mostly of times he didn't take the ball on the rise. He didn't do that. He was letting the ball coming down, but not extremely low down, not extremely. He was letting the ball like this coming down, and he was ripping that backhand. He was playing like kind of like Djokovic always do against Rafa Nadal. He was not afraid challenging Rafa's forehand. He was just ripping backhands and penetrating Rafa's forehand and challenging forehand, backhand, Rafa's forehand to Diego's backhand, Rafa's forehand to Diego's backhand. And Rafa, he couldn't do winners. He couldn't do winners. He tried everything. Diego Schwartzman was everywhere because he's really fast. Diego Schwartzman really covers the court really good. And Rafa, he tried. He was hitting forehand. He was hitting backhands. He was doing everything. But Diego Schwartzman, he was out-dueling Rafa Nadal through a baseline. For God's sakes, how many players can out-duel Rafael Nadal from the baseline on clay? Djokovic, Thiem sometimes. Not many guys. Rafael Nadal couldn't hit through Diego Schwartzman in the first set. He did everything. So, what did Rafa do in the end? When he was seeing that this guy is not missing anything tonight, Rafa tried to hit a lot of drop shots. And mostly of those drop shots, he was not successful. He was successful 2 or 3 drop shots, maximum 2 or 3. But mostly of those drop shots, he was not successful because Diego he's lighting fast. He was taking those drop shots and he was doing winners. So Rafa, and why did Rafa do a lot of drop shots? Because he was feeling desperate. I have never seen, not never, it is to exaggerate, but I have not seen Rafa Nadal many times feeling helpless, especially not on clay. I've seen him feeling helpless on other surfaces, especially that 2019 Australian Open final against Djokovic. He was helpless the entire match where Djokovic crushed him in straight sets. But on clay, I have not seen Rafa Nadal helpless many times. And this match tonight against Diego, he really was helpless in that first set. He didn't know what to do. He was trying everything. He was doing a lot of errors, especially with his forehand. He couldn't find his cross-court, his down-the-line forehand. He did some winners with that down-the-line forehand, but mostly he did unforced errors. Because he was because Diego, he was defending so tremendously good. I've never seen him covering this court so bloody good. And Rafa he felt the pressure. I need to push even harder. I need to go for it even harder. I need to pull the trigger even harder just to hit through him, because if he didn't penetrate, if he didn't pull the trigger harder and harder and harder, he knew that everything will come back at me. So when Rafael Nadal was taking risks and hitting the ball even harder, what will happen in tennis when you take more cuts on the ball, when you take more risk on the ball, when you go more and more for your shots? What will happen? Yeah, you will do more unforced errors. Diego Schwartzman gave Rafael Nadal in the first set his own medicine, what Rafael Nadal does to everybody else. How does Rafael Nadal frustrate the entire ATP Tour on clay court matches? Yeah, by making them hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you name it, extra shots, till they get frustrated and goes for the shots too much. Exactly like PCB did. PCB was helpless against Nadal in the first match. Lajovic was helpless against Nadal in the second match. Why? Because Rafa Nadal makes them hit extra shots. Diego Schwartzman gave Rafa Nadal his own medicine in tonight's match. Rafa Nadal saw tonight how it feels to face his own self. Djokovic does it many times, we all know that. But Diego Schwartzman has never done it before. Diego Schwartzman, we all know, he was love 9 in the head-to-head against Rafa Nadal. This was his first ever victory in 7 years. I think that the first time they faced each other was 2013. 7 years later, he gets his first victory against Rafa Nadal in his 10th match against him. Congratulations to Diego Schwartzman. He really deserved it. Nobody was believing in him. Nobody, guys, in the entire world. If we have somebody out there who believed it in Diego Schwartzman in tonight's match, please be honest and comment below and tell me. And I want you to be honest and not to lie. And the second set was closer. Rafa Nadal, of course, he was forced to play a little better in the second set, because in the first set he was not playing really good. Not that he was a disaster, because Rafa Nadal, in my opinion, is never a disaster. Diego Schwartzman played in the... Diego Schwartzman in the first set was a beast mode. I have never seen Diego... He pushed the beast mode button in the first set, Diego Schwartzman. That was Diego Schwartzman's highest level. Of course, Diego Schwartzman could not keep that level in the second set. He went down a little, and Rafa... that second set was much closer, but still Diego Schwartzman was still the better player all the time. He was the better player all the time, Diego Schwartzman, and in the end won that second set 7-5. All in all, Rafa Nadal, he didn't serve particularly good in this match. Not that Rafa's serve is his strength. What is Rafa's biggest weakness, in my opinion? It is his serve. Rafael Nadal doesn't have any weaknesses. But if he have a small weakness, it is his serve. Rafa landed only 43% first serve in. It is way too little. 43, it is crazy too little, guys. You have to be over 55, in my opinion, to be successful as a tennis player. 43, it is just not good. It is not good. And he won only 48% behind his first serves, only 48%. Behind the second serves, he won only 44. So, and Diego, he landed 60% first serves in. That is a solid number, in my opinion, 60%. Not that Diego's serve is good. It has never been good. He doesn't have any powerful first serve. He doesn't do aces, and he didn't do any single ace in this match. But he at least landed 60%, which is solid numbers, and won 64 behind those first serves percentage, 64%. And behind the second serve, he won 58%, Diego Schwartzman, 58%. So, solid performance from Diego Schwartzman in the serving department, in my opinion. And when it comes to winners, Diego Schwartzman, man, he fired 31 winners. 31 winners. That is insane. And don't forget, none of these winners are serve aces. So, all these winners, he is firing with ground strokes, not with aces. 31 winners and doing only 17 unforced errors and 5 only in the first set. Of course, he did more in the second set. He did 12 unforced errors in the second set, Diego Schwartzman. Of course, because Rafa Nadal, he took up his level a little more higher, and Diego Schwartzman went down a little because it is just only normal. Diego Schwartzman can impossible do two similar sets like he did in the first set, because that is just impossible. He just cannot keep up that level. But he still played very high level in the second set as well, Diego Schwartzman, but not as good as in the first set, of course. In the first set, Diego Schwartzman was in the beast mode. He was in beast mode, in my opinion. So all in all, he landed. He committed totally 17 unforced errors, Diego Schwartzman, 5 in the first set, 12 in the second set. All in all, he did 31 winners. And Diego Schwartzman, that is a great number really. And Rafael Nadal, he did way too many unforced errors in this match. I believe he landed 30. He did 30 unforced errors, Rafael Nadal, 30, and 18 of those unforced errors was with his forehand. 18. That is too much. Rafael Nadal his forehand let him down in this match. It was long time ago that I've seen Rafael Nadal where his forehand has let him down, but in tonight's match it really did. 18 unforced errors he did only with his forehand, and he did 12 unforced errors with his backhand, and none double faults, 0 double faults. So, and he did only 21 winners. So Diego Schwartzman does 10 more winners than Rafael Nadal. All in all, Diego Schwartzman was a much better player than Rafael Nadal in this match. He was a much better player, guys. Rafael Nadal, he was fighting. He never gave up. Diego Schwartzman, when he served for the match for the first time in the 5-4 game, Rafa braked him to love. Diego Schwartzman, of course, he was tight there. Of course, he has never defeated the guy, for God's sakes, in 7 years. He has never defeated him in 9 previous attempts. It took him the 10th attempt to defeat him for the first time in his career. So of course he was nervous. We all can understand that. Nerves will always come into the player's skin when they are going to win, because this is Diego Schwartzman's biggest victory in his career. It has to be. He has never won a bigger match than this, in my opinion. So he was not successful when he was serving for the match for the first time in the second set in that 5-4 game. Rafa braked him to love and to 5-5. Then Diego Schwartzman braked him again to 6-5. And then in that 7-5 game, Diego Schwartzman, he finally he could serve for the second time. When he got the chance, he served and won the match. 6-2, 7-5. Unbelievable match from Diego Schwartzman. Really unbelievable. I have never, ever seen Diego Schwartzman do a better tennis match than this. Especially the first set. The first set was out of this world. And what can we say of Nadal? Nadal did not do a good match. Like I said, 30 unforced errors, it's way too much. 18 unforced errors with your arsenal shot. What is Rafa Nadal's biggest weapon? It is his forehand. 18 unforced errors with the forehand. It is not good. Absolutely not. And only 21 winners. It is just not good. Rafa Nadal, he tried. Like I said, he just couldn't hit through Diego Schwartzman tonight. Diego Schwartzman were all over the place. He was really a machine in defensive. He was a machine in defending the court tonight. He really was. Rafa couldn't hit through him. Diego Schwartzman owned Rafa Nadal from the baseline. He really owned him. He won the majority of the points from the baseline. Rafa Nadal, that's why Rafa, he felt helpless on the court. He tried everything. He tried drop shots. He tried to come to the net. Rafa was pretty successful on the net, Rafa, like he usually is, but he was not successfully in drop shots. He was not. And he was not successfully in doing a lot of winners because he couldn't hit through Diego Schwartzman tonight. Diego Schwartzman, he was all over the place and he was defending like a lion, really. And how do you defeat Rafa Nadal on clay, guys? How do you defeat him? Yeah, to challenge him from the baseline, a la Novak Djokovic, to give Rafa Nadal his own medicine, to have a great cross-court backhand, and to challenge Rafa Nadal's forehand, like Diego Schwartzman did the entire match. He really challenged Rafa Nadal's forehand with that cross-court backhand. And of course, Yeah, that's sort of most important things. To have a great backhand and to challenge him from the baseline. To make Rafa Nadal confused. To make Rafa Nadal doubt himself. And of course, to run in. And the third thing is to run in every ball. To not let Rafa Nadal hit through at you. Rafa couldn't do. He couldn't hit through Diego Schwartzman. You have to have great defensive skills as well. You have to have great backhand. You have to have challenge him from a baseline, and you have to have great defensive skills. That's how you defeat Rafa Nadal on clay. It is easier said than done, but that way is the only way. Why has Roger Federer not challenged Rafa Nadal many times on clay? He has defeated him only 2 times. Both of those times has been, of course, in 3 sets matches, never in 5 sets matches. Because Roger Federer doesn't have a superior backhand, and Roger Federer doesn't have superior defensive skills. That's why Roger Federer has not been successful against Rafa Nadal on clay. And Djokovic, of course, he has a superior backhand and he has superior defensive skills. And that's why he has been much more successful than Roger Federer to defeat Rafa Nadal on clay. So, guys, there you have it, guys. Big congratulations to Diego Schwartzman for defeating Rafa Nadal for the first ever time in his career. To be quite honest, guys, I'm really happy for Diego Schwartzman because we all know that Rafa Nadal is a big giant. We all know that Rafa Nadal was the defending champion here in Rome and he was chasing his 10th Rome title. And if somebody of you believes that Rafa Nadal will not be one of the contenders to win French Open, then guys, you are believing wrong. Rafa Nadal will definitely be one of the big favorites to win French Open because French Open is a different story. It is 5 sets. It is another type of tournament, guys. It is one thing to defeat Rafa Nadal in 3 sets. It is a totally different story to defeat Rafa Nadal in 5 sets. Mark my words. So Rafa Nadal will be one of top 3 hot favorites to win French Open. Trust me, guys. This doesn't mean anything when the French Open starts. That is how I feel. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye-bye.